In this video, I'm going to share with you how I made $200 in 2 hours. But before we begin, I want you to check this picture out and let me know, what do you see that is wrong with this picture? We got 2 cargo vans. You all let me know in the comments what is wrong with one of these cargo vans. Okay, if you have been here for a while and you have been listening, in this community, we're getting outside of ourselves, and we want to talk more about the customer and how marketplaces work. So as you saw the 2 cargo vans standing next to each other, okay, so I'm going to break this down a little bit like this. So if you have a white cargo van, a plain cargo van, a black cargo van, this right here is you. Okay, that's you. And what are you not doing? We're going to talk about what you are not doing while you are in traffic. We're going to talk about what you, if you have a plain cargo van, what you are doing while you are parked anywhere in your local marketplace. What you aren't doing, you're not gaining impressions daily. Okay, so you have, by you not gaining impressions, you're not getting potential leads. All right, and if you're not getting leads lead to sales, ladies and gentlemen. So again, as we talked about this before, about how you're putting yourself out of business, we want to get you in business and get yourself out of putting yourself out of business by generating daily impressions, by generating daily leads, by generating daily sales. And you know what sales also mean besides the money, ladies and gentlemen? It means collecting data. Okay, and data leads to how I made $200 in 2 hours by doing what? Sending one email one evening. What if you could collect data, send email to your customer base, and just start printing money, ladies and gentlemen? Because you're missing out on that by not taking advantage of you having a mobile billboard. You don't even have to have a billboard. You can be generating money in your car, or I see people that have box trucks and it's just plain. Now I'm going to say a sentence, and I want as I say this sentence, things are going to just start to come into your head. Okay, so here we go for the example. Wow, okay, yeah, I'm getting ready to move to a new city, man, and I think I'm going to, permanently stay there. I got a job, I may be in this market for, 5 to 10 years, and I'm getting ready to move. Or here's another example. Man, I got accepted into college and I'm getting ready to move. So I'm packing up all of my stuff and I'm going to college. Now, what came up in your head if U-Haul or two trucks, 2 brothers in a truck, the 2 people moving company, how did that come up in your head? Through branding. Now it's so deeply embedded into you, you don't even recognize it. When you are in traffic, you see the U-Haul trucks, or you see those other trucks that are constantly branding themselves and getting into what we talked about before. It's that share of mind. If you are not gaining share of mind constantly in your marketplace, as I said before, you are continuously putting yourself out of business by not generating impressions, leads, and sales on a daily basis. Okay, so I told you all before about how much power that you have today, and many of you all just aren't capitalizing on this opportunity. And this is why this conversation is so important today, so you all are able to not only change your life, but be an option in your marketplace. Because whether you know this or not, or whether you like this or not, everyone is fighting for positions. They're fighting for territory. And where are they doing that at? In people's eyes, in people's heads, on a subconscious level. Like I told you, when I told you all before, hey, I'm moving, I got a job. Hey, I'm going to college. Who's going to get that? Not you, because you don't have that share of mind in your local marketplace. When people think of moving, they think of U-Haul, all these other different type of companies. They paid for that to be imprinted into your subconscious. They paid for that, and they're just getting a return on their investment by making that investment, by getting that brand recognition on a local, a digital level, at every level. And so money never sleeps. The game never sleeps. So back to that photo at the beginning, you all, as I'm saying this, you all could be able to see how much money you're losing on a daily basis just by being in traffic, being in the parking lot, or wherever you are. And like I told you before, not even that, you're not gaining impressions and leads when you're on the job. This is how everybody's at war. Okay, we are all at war, fighting for attention, fighting to get money that's in people's pocket, because money is going to continue to move and generate. How are you going to position yourself to be a problem solver if you are not positioning yourself to gain those daily impressions, those daily leads, and those leads will lead to sales and data? Email, okay, so let's talk about the email. I told you all on my last video how valuable gold and oil was, and gold and oil is more valuable. Your data is more valuable than gold and oil combined. When you sign up to get on YouTube, what do they ask for? You just can't sign up on and just get on YouTube. They want that email. When you sign up on Facebook, they want the email. When you sign up on Instagram, any platform, they want your email. Okay? So again, many people whom are in business, you're really not in business. And this is not no disrespect, because I know it takes time for people to, get to a certain level or open their minds up and accept this and be like, okay, I didn't think of it that way. This is why this conversation is so important in this space. So if you aren't collecting data, you won't be able to have the opportunity to build that share of mind in your local marketplace. This was not over the road. This was in my local marketplace. So as I collect that data, I can send them emails. I usually send emails 2 to 3 times a week. And like I said before, I have mailers going out to their mailbox, and so I have a promo code for them. All of these things, I am constantly getting back into people's share of mind, because I told you all before, we have lower attention spans. So just because you're doing a good job in your field or on the job that you're on, that does not mean that you still have that customer into your ecosystem. Again, like I showed you all before in the previous video, I've had customers who've done business with me over 500 times. So think about that. Think about how much money that you're losing by not collecting that data. So again, this is all for educational and motivational purposes. And I want to see if I can get this in here for you all and show you. Let me see, I should be able to get that much in there. So I want to show you that first van, what that first van is missing out on. That first van is missing out on that layer, this layer, and all of this is your customer. Okay, this layer and this layer. Okay, so this layer could be the email. This layer could be their telephone number. Just put number there. This layer could be their socials. All right, and this layer here is their address. Okay, so while I am in traffic, while I am in anywhere in my local marketplace, or the people who of you or the people whom are out there that do have a mobile billboard, this is what's happening right here for one input, one customer right here. All of this is wrapped up. That's one brand. Okay, put a brand right there. So, and this is what you are missing out on. This is what you are missing out on by not being by your cargo van not being wrapped. This is you. So this is what you're competing against on a daily basis when someone has a business, a brand. This is what you're competing against. So this is what you're competing against, and this is you. So your money that you just made from doing that job is worthless. Like I told you all before, if you are not getting, if you're not getting impressions, you're not getting leads, and leads lead to money, and that money is reoccurring. Okay, this is you here. This is you. You're competing against this. All right, so you did a job. This is the job that you did. But if you have that data, this is that customer right here over, let's say, a year, let's say over a 2 to 3 year period. This is a customer, and you're competing against someone who has that data, and this is the money cycle on one customer. That's what's happening in the new world of commerce. This is what's happening right here, and you don't even know it because you don't see it and you don't feel it, because again, many of you, you are in business, but you're really not in business because you're missing out on daily impressions. Let's take that off. You are missing out on daily impressions. So since you're not getting those daily impressions, you're not getting leads. So since you're not getting leads, you're not getting money and data. And so since you're not getting impressions, leads and data and money, you don't have the opportunity to build a relationship with the customer. So this is why I say you are in business, but you're really not in business. I made over $200 in 2 hours. And many of you whom are in this industry, you are only getting crumbs. Now, what if you can take advantage of getting crumbs? What if you can take advantage of doing that one job and building a relationship? Like I told you all before, in this market that we are, this world that we're living in today, it's hard to get people to do their job. It's hard to get people to show up to their job. It's hard to get people to show up to their job. It's hard to get people just to do anything, just to be consistent. So the world is yours if you make the choice, again, because you're making a choice whether you like it or not. Whether you want to be in this game or not, you're in the game. Okay? So the game never sleeps. Money never sleeps. The marketplace never sleeps. People are always having problems. Are you putting yourself in a position to solve that problem? Yes or no? If not, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you're in business, but you're really not in business. And what I am here for, and I hope this turns into a bigger conversation, and we could open up the hearts and minds of others to generate money. Because like I said before, let's go back to that photo again. An individual who doesn't have their van wrapped in this market today, that is someone who is equivalent to all of those hundreds and millions of people across the world whom are getting laid off in America, or just like I said, across the world, because they are irrelevant. Customers have changed, the marketplace has changed, and you are not there. You are not in a key position. And not only that, out of those transactions where I made that $200 in 2 hours, I got a review. So if you all have been watching before, you know how important a review is from a customer. Okay, I could remarket that review to potential clients. Okay, so are you seeing how valuable data is now? So people who have signed up on my website, I could get them into an email flow and remarket other people whom I've done business with, who have trusted my services, to leave a review. So I could remarket that through email marketing. I could remarket that through socials. I can remarket that through print advertisement. I have so many options now because I have that data. I am consistent. People trust me. People trust my brand. People want to be affiliated with my brand. Okay, so again, you're in business, but you're really not in business. You are losing hundreds and thousands of dollars a month. And you're going to continue to lose more and more and more because you all aren't taking advantage of how the marketplace works now. Do what you have to do to get those impressions, which leads to leads, which leads to sales. And like I told you all before, your data is more valuable than gold and oil combined. So if you're not collecting data, if you're not putting out flyers, you're not passing out your business cards, nobody knows you. Just because you know you in your head, or your friends in your head, if you are not collecting data and not building relationships with people, you don't have a business. Things may be sweet for you right now. And there was a young man, I'm very happy that he was very open, and we'll get to that later on about why people are quitting the cargo van business, or they're putting themselves out of business. But this is why we have to have this conversation. That's all that I have for you all now. I will see you on the next one.